And we are live here at Smokin, Talk and Roll here at the beautiful Audio Bay Studios with my partner Todd Chason. I'm Billy Morris. Todd, say hi.
Hello, everybody. Todd Chason, my partner Billy Morris.
We've got a great show today. Some of our good friends, Sammy T and Brad Slitt.
Yeah.
A little later on, we're going to talk some current events, what we did this weekend, what went down. We're going to crack a Stroh's right now. What are you drinking, Todd?
I got a Mick Ultra tonight, pal. But the shot collar's on hand. Ooh, fancy.
Bummed out. So this
Cheers.
is funny. I can't cheers you because I put this in the freezer last night to cool it down and forgot about it and took it out today. And
You got a beer slushie? Somebody get that man a straw. It could have been best through a straw.
Straws.
right on. All right. So if you're new to the show, it's Smoke and Talk and Roll. It coincides with our food truck Smoke and Rock and Roll.
That's right.
And if you hadn't been on Facebook or Instagram or the World Wide Web, you didn't know that for the third year running, Todd and I and crew here at Smoke and Rock and Roll cleaned up at the Crocker Park Food Truck Festival.
That was the big event of the week. So I believe the count I got was roughly 30 trucks, 10 judges. So it was the owner of Lago. You know the guy? You remember his name?
I don't remember his name. I don't know. It's like the owner or the head chef at Lago, and it was an honor because I eat his food all the time. Me and my wife, Leah, love that restaurant. So for him to eat our food was kind of cool.
Yeah, so it was him, another executive chef from another fancy restaurant, a bunch of food bloggers, the mayor of Westlake.
Mayor of Westlake.
some radio personalities, and just a bunch of people that are, because the show's all about music and food. Food and music, music and food.
Well, okay. So let me just...
And with a little bit of sports and some other nonsense.
Well, tell them what we won.
So, without looking at it, this is Judge's Best in Show, the most coveted award.
The most coveted.
You win the Judge's Award, that's pretty high dollar. And then we got this one here is the People's Choice Award. Equally as coveted, I must say, because you want people to love your food. And thank you, everybody that came out and put our name down on a ballot. And then we got Best on a Plate.
Best on a Plate, which was our featured home run on the food truck called the Monsters of Rock Plate.
We did it. We modified it just a little bit for the judges, and we elevated
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So we had these, Todd went out and bought these fancy settings and little...
ramekins.
Remoulade cups. And it was really laid out. And our food was amazing. So the combination of our amazing food and the way that Todd laid it out, and it was pretty funny, man. When Todd was laying out the plates, he had to make 3 plates. He was in a zone. He was not to be talked to. He was not to be looked at. Don't mess with Todd.
And Dan Deegan and Jackie came up to say hello and like, hey, how you guys doing? These are Dan owns Deegan's, and he's one of the owners of the
Lakewood Food Truck Park.
Of the truck
Beachwood
park,
Food
yeah.
Truck, yep.
And I was just like, fuck. And then Olivia's coming up going, the terminal's not working. I need to do an automatic card entry. I don't know how to do that. I need 1s and 5s. I'm like, girl, you got to give me like just 2 minutes. I'm making a platter of basically everything on the menu went on this platter. Ribs, burnt ends, brisket egg rolls, pulled pork, house-made sausage.
Mac and cheese.
Your famous pickled red onions that
Pickled
are now
red
famous.
onion. Yes, they are. Are they famous?
They were good.
All
and you
right.
did those out of white onions.
No, I did not. Red onions. I
Was
used
it-
the bag of red onions that you guys
Oh.
provided.
Yeah? They were great. They were delicious.
Yeah, Todd called me. He's like, because it was a very hectic weekend, especially for Todd, because Todd does everything here. I do what I can do, but Todd is the driving force of Smokin' Rock and Roll. And he said, hey, could you make pickled red onions? I'm like, sure. I never made pickled red onions before, but I did.
Yeah, it takes only like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was fine.
You cut them like really good.
Dude, I cut it. Oh, you know what? I'm going to talk to you guys about what I'm a good cutter, okay? When I have a knife that cuts, I took one of those garbage knives we have up there, sharpened it for 15 minutes, it still wouldn't cut an onion. And you're talking about the Eddie Van Halen of this crew here, cutting onions with these fingers.
You can cut brisket paper thin and it will hold up, but your onion cuts look like you threw that onion against a wall.
And I'm proud to say that I'm not a good onion cutter, but I cut onions good enough. I'm a good
No,
cutter. I need a good knife.
I was busting your balls.
I know.
They were
Dude,
good. Dude,
in
any problems you have with the onion?
food preparation in this commissary here, there is no, I have no ego in the game. I know that I'm not the guy.
How many eggs do you think I made trying to do that 45-minute sous vide egg?
Let me set this one up. So, like I said, Todd was running with it, and he wanted to make a gourmet sandwich, which we'll be eating some of the beef that was prepared for that gourmet sandwich. And on top of the gourmet sandwich, he was going to do a sous vide egg of 40, how many minutes?
So 45 minutes.
45-minute egg. If you sous vide an egg for 45 minutes at the proper temperature, you should be able to serve it on top of the sandwich, and it should fall into place properly. Explain that part.
So sous vide is where you're cooking. I cook the eggs in the shell in a water bath, 140 degrees for 45 minutes, and you're supposed to be able to take them out, give them a nice bath, and then when you want to use them, you just throw them in warm water for 1 minute. Not even hot water, just warm water for 1 minute to loosen it back up. You crack it over a slotted spoon. It's supposed to be the most beautiful egg you've ever seen. And we did it. The first year we won, I did it over a pork belly hash with the habanero crystals and all this stuff. But Adam from Pulpetta sous vide the eggs for me. This time I tried to sous vide them, and I went through 75 fucking eggs, dude. And the first 2 came out pretty good, and I was able to make them work every egg I did after that, and I bought eggs from 20 different places. They just got worse and worse and worse. I tried to just poach an egg on site. I couldn't even poach an egg.
So Todd's wearing a baseball cap because he got a lot more gray hairs this weekend.
I'm wearing Dodgers because we're going into the playoffs, and we have 110 wins, and I'm all about the Dodgers.
So, speaking of baseball, so the Guardians, the Indians, are in the playoffs, and our payroll is $50 million. You're in the playoffs, and your payroll is $250 million.
That is my.
Is that fair?
That's my first baseman's payroll.
Is that fair?
It is absolutely fair for me.
It's not fair. There should be a salary cap.
There should be.
There should be probably better, profit sharing amongst all the teams. So, I think $100 million. How about this idea, everybody? $100 million is the cap for every single team in Major League Baseball. And then you lower ticket prices. You lower popcorn prices. You lower soda prices. You lower beer prices.
There you go. Lower the beer prices.
And it's still the same game. If some of these hot shots that are getting $300 billion to play don't want to play, vamoose. The game of baseball is what you're going to see. Right.
And the experience of being in a ballpark and, eating the food. Dana
course.
and I went to a Guardians game last week after they had already clinched.
Okay.
And she took me for my birthday. And we had 2 beers, a bag of peanuts, and 2 hot dogs. $50.
$50. Now, imagine me with my beautiful wife, like your beautiful wife, and my 3 beautiful kids. $150.
Right.
So, okay, cap it at $100 million. Lower the payroll for the guys and lower all the prices for the concessions. I'll take that all day long. Billy Morris for commissioner.
My best day in the world would be Guardians, Dodgers, World Series. I can't lose because I love the Guardians. I've been in Cleveland long enough to where I can say I'm a Clevelander now. How long have we been here, babe?
12 years.
12 years. That's long enough to say I'm from Cleveland now.
Nah, you're still calling them hoagies, all right? They're not a hoagie. It's a soda.
I still say pop or soda. What do you guys call it?
We call it pop.
I say soda.
I say soda too. I don't know. Anyway, it was a good weekend for Smokin' Rock and Roll. The food truck, we want to thank everybody that came out to Crocker Park and Cindy and Uncle Scott. Cindy Nikus, she might be listening. I really thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the support she gives.
Oh my God,
Roll.
they're here every Thursday. They're at every event. It matters. Our banker Dylan was there. He showed up. Man, there were some other people
and the crew. And the crew.
Yeah, Jason Roz from Northern Hazrat, our food rep, came up. Some people from the Hooley House came up. Everybody came up and threw our name on a ballot. But even if all of our fans didn't show up or all of our followers, to win the judge's best in show speaks volumes. And I want to say it's probably your milkshake that threw it over the top. That milkshake, I wish we had photos we could throw up on the screen. We should have done that.
So we did a maple bacon bourbon milkshake with the chocolate swirl in the cup and a candied bacon garnish with Ghirardelli chocolate dip on the bacon. And we sold around maybe 30 of them, which meant we had 30 strips of bacon left, and we still have some in the back, so we're going to bust some of that out to eat with the guests a little later on. And I'm going to go in the back shortly and make some Italian beef sandwiches.
Yeah, one of our guests is en route. He's about 2 miles away on the side of the road with his thumb out.
All right, so let's do this. Why don't we...
Well, let's tell people, first off, if you want to sponsor the show, you want to be a sponsor, we talk about your business, give you a little commercial, buys Billy a second to go out and make food for us. Call 216-539-2239. And if you get a voicemail, leave a message. You can be a sponsor. It's low money and great appreciation. If you want to call in to talk to us tonight during the show, it is 216-435-5249. And I think it's on the screen there, extension 713.
I want to talk about what else I did this weekend.
Tell me.
So we went dirt bike racing again. And if you know me, I'm a big KTM dirt bike racer. And now I'm kind of settled down in my dirt bike. I used to go every Sunday from March to December. And we would chase points and win state championships and track championships.
It's called a scramble?
A hare scramble.
Hare scramble.
So, but since, had some little boys and got married, I've slowed down and not slowed down, but stopped going every weekend. And
you should have called the band Hare Scramble.
Hare Scramble. Maybe we should have a dish called the Hare Scramble.
I don't want a dish with hair in the title.
So, but my boys are heavily into it. Penton and Tanner, and even just today, my 5-year-old Jordan, as a 5-year-old, he got on his gas dirt bike for the first time today. And flying up on the sidewalk. I'm scared Dad to death. He's flying. But this weekend, we went to the Amherst Meadowlarks Raceway. If you're from Lorain County or this area, if you see on Route 2, you go by Route 2, there's a dirt bike track you can see from the highway. And they have an annual team race every year where you pick a teammate and then you race for 3 hours and you see how many laps you can do and beat everybody. I won, which was pretty easy because it was the 50 and over class, and my two partners were really fast, and I'm pretty fast myself, so we won. But that's not what I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about my son Penton. First off, Tanner went out, and he won the E50 class. So some of the new dirt bikes coming out are electric now.
I've seen him.
He's tooling around the parking lot.
Yeah.
So he won the electric bike class, first place, and he was super excited. He was chasing another racer the whole race, and the kid fell on the last lap. Tanner got around him and got to win, so it was very good for Tanner. So then the next race was the 65 class, and my son Penton, who's a very established racer now, they dropped the gate. He flips his bike backwards. And he gets back up, and he gets on it, and he's already leading after the first lap, and it's a half-hour race, and he lapped everybody, kicked ass. But then the cool part about it was he came into the pits, and then he lined up for the adult race with a 12-year-old and a 19-year-old. And they went out, and they went in the 24 and under class, and on a whole bunch of kids, they got second place.
Really?
It was huge. It was huge. They had to pull my son Penton off the track. He wanted to just keep going, but you got to pull off, let your teammates race too. But,
it's like a relay.
It's a relay, exactly.
Gotcha.
And he would have gone all 3 hours. He's 10 years old.
He's got it.
Hard champion. No doubt.
After 15 minutes, you're like, pit, please, pit, please.
So my partners, Mullet Bob and Todd Moran, we took home the gold for the second year in a row.
And you brought a ton of barbecue out there, too.
I did. So we feed, Smokin' Rock and Roll feeds this team race every year at Amherst Meadowlark. So we fed about 100 hungry racers. They were very, very grateful, and it was great food. Pulled pork, mac and cheese, coleslaw.
I heard that Jen and Grant took home some leftovers.
They've got a very big boy at Ohio State, so they took the leftovers home. He's big.
He's a
Connor.
monster, yeah.
But we do want to thank Jen, Red Bull Jen.
Winter Park, FL.
Yeah, is she
Zoom
Cherry Bomb Jen? Or
Cherry Bomb Jen, Red Bull Jen. We are going to take a phone call. Hey, calling from Orlando, Florida, we have Metal Joe. Hey, what's up, Metal Joe?
What's up, Billy? How you guys doing?
We're doing great. Glad you called, man. Me and you were going at it Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Me and you were going at it instant message when the Browns were kicking the Steelers' butt last week, huh?
Listen. It's
Not
just a
this
football
week, that was
game.
Last week.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a sportsman. You rocked. You played hard. You were hungry. And I congratulate you.
How do we do this week?
Well, listen, the
Steelers took a dump,
suck.
too. Steelers, they
We're
threw
still-
Kenny Pickett
yeah.
in there.
Browns are still tied for first, so
Hey, look who's here. Yeah, well, we're tied for
Exactly.
first.
And by the way, I just want to get this out right now. The Guardians will always be the Indians to me, no matter what.
That's true. Joe, what's the last metal show that you were at? Was it Vixen?
I'm on Twitch now. I'm on Twitch now with my metal show. I'm bringing it back.
Okay.
As soon as I get a new phone and a digital recorder, I'll be on Twitch doing music videos
All right.
and talk.
But what my question to you was,
And I'm still hanging out with Vixen.
if
You're
you need
hanging
a
out with
phone,
Vixen.
if you need a phone, how are you calling us, brother?
No, I got to get a landline.
One of those old school things with the rotary, like.
Joe.
Not a rotary phone.
Joe,
Yeah.
where are you in Orlando right now?
Yeah, I'm in Orlando, Florida.
Did you guys get hit a little bit with high winds and stuff? Did that typhoon go your way?
The winds were not that bad. No, the winds weren't that bad. We got a lot of rain. We didn't get the eye of it. We just got a little minimal damage. Nothing happened to my house, so which is good. And we just a power line went down. That was about it. But everything's fine. We're all fine here.
All right, Joe. I got to let you go, man. Thanks so much for calling.
Thanks for calling,
Go Browns. Go Indians. And if you're a
Go
Steelers
Indians,
fan,
go Browns. But
good
anyway,
luck.
go Steelers.
Oh, hey, Joe, one more thing I want to say. Click.
And all of our thoughts and prayers and hopes and well wishes to everybody that was in the
Affected.
that was affected by the hurricane.
Yeah,
down
so
there.
my father has a house in Northport, Florida, and the eye went right over his house. So you can't even get it to the houses. It is the biggest disaster you can even imagine.
I saw a time lapse thing today on Facebook
of the waves coming up. And
yeah,
all the
of
water.
like palm trees were like this, and then by the time the end of the time lapse film,
they were just barely over.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
a
so
palm tree.
I know people that lost complete, houses completely gone. I mean, one day your house is there, and then there's nothing left.
Yeah, and anybody that had a boat was screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. Where's the food truck going to be at this week, Bill?
The food truck's going to be at.
Let me help you out. October 5th, tomorrow, North Ridgeville Classic Car Show from 5 to 7:30. October 6th, we're doing a private event for the FBI. So don't tell anybody, otherwise they're going to have to come to your house. And Beechwood Truck Park the same day, and we have our home slot here. Only 3 Thursdays left to come to Smokin' Rock and Roll. We're going to announce a special event here next week, but
We can announce it now. Why were we holding off on announcing
we
it?
want to create drama.
Okay, let's create drama by teasing it. This is
Okay.
called a tease. All right, everybody. There's 3 Thursdays to go. The third Thursday, you're going to want to keep your eye open for the ads and the show on this. It is going to
New
be.
Philadelphia, Ohio.
It is going to be crazy what we're going to do in the parking lot for the very last show
Right.
of Thursday. So keep talking. I'm going to take this call.
We have, and then lastly this week, just for the public, October 7th, Lakewood Truck Park. These are all dinner
right.
events. So please come out and see the trucks. We are the current champions and reigning champions of the Crocker Park Food Truck Challenge. And if you want to book a
Is
truck,
it true that there was mentioned that we need to be judges next year?
you and I will be judging next year, so we will not be part of the judges competition, but
Yeah.
we'll still compete in everything else.
In the fan favorite. We have a call coming in. Who's calling on the Smoke and Talk and Roll hotline?
Hey guys, it's Pete from New Philly, Ohio.
Pete! What's up, Pete?
Hey, well, first of all, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
And I was listening to Eddie Trunk the other day, and he was saying that he had a quote from Gene Simmons, and I just wanted to get your guys' opinion, where Gene was saying that he thinks live rock and roll, the big shows and everything is dead because of the high cost of tickets and the lack of talent.
Isn't he out there doing
And just
big
wondered-
live rock shows with tracks?
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. Yeah. Yeah.
I
But
mean,
he was
I
saying
think
that he-
rock will never die. I mean, it's going to go through generational things. I mean, a lot of guys are playing with computers and laptops now, like that guy from Falling in Reverse was on Facebook the
I
other
actually,
day.
Pete, getting back to your thing, and we'll talk about that with Pete. But no, I mean, I think that Motley Crue and Poison and Def Leppard and Joan Jett proved that wrong because it was a great success. That's the biggest stadium show, ever, and not ever,
Yeah.
but in a long time. So I don't think it's dead. I think it's different. And Gene Simmons, I mean, nobody knows rock and roll better than that guy. I mean, he lived it and he came up with it, and I respect him, but it's just changed. And which gets me to pivot to the Falling in Reverse guy and Sebastian Bach.
Right.
I watched an episode on YouTube about about their tweets going back and forth, and I just think the kid's right. I don't know the band. I don't know who he is.
I know the band and I like them. So like when we were starting the company and we were doing it out of the barn and I was smoking all night long.
Yeah.
Or even a couple times.
You would be listening. I would be like, "What is that?"
I've been
Yeah.
listening to Falling in Reverse at 3:00 in the morning in front of your house right here in Bay Village.
Yeah.
You guys were sleeping above me.
And we're smoking in the driveway.
And I'm smoking in the driveway, rocking Falling in Reverse, which ripping guitar players, great singer, but yeah, they use modern technology to do their thing.
Yeah, so-
which I mean, who am I to say yay or nay? Just keep rock
Okay,
alive.
so
I don't care.
are you
how
still
it
there,
gets
Pete? You still there, right?
Yeah, I'm still
So
here, guys.
I'll give you guys
Yeah.
my opinion on the tracks and the backing tracks and the laptops and everything, and then you can comment, Pete, because I'll give you your time because you're a very big supporter of what we do. So,
sure.
My opinion
Yep.
is if you are like a band up there with major tracks, not a lot. You didn't write the stuff, not a lot of talent, and it's like basically a karaoke show. I don't dig that. All right. But if you're Falling in Reverse and you wrote the songs and you're using modern technology, with MIDI and back and like, I mean, some of the laptops control the light changes too.
Right.
And you're using all that technology.
Yeah.
You need to do it.
It's not like a guy's on stage holding a laptop, rocking out with a laptop. I mean, they're.
Did you see Nikki Sixx's response to Sebastian Bach?
Did he?
Oh,
did
he
he-
just said,
Yeah.
dude, mellow out, bro. It's like, embrace it, not embrace it, accept the technology,
Except that rock and roll is modified. I mean, it's never going to be.
It's modified.
It's never
It's-
going to be what it was for us, and for what it was when we were coming up. Probably the guys from
Wasn't-
the '70s were looking at us like, Jesus Christ, what are these
Exactly.
dudes with the puffy hair and the?
But the bottom line is, I think the best rock and roll is 3 or 4 guys with loud amps and loud drums bringing it.
But that's our generation.
Yeah, I just gave you my opinion.
Right, and I agree with you, but I don't have anything against these falling in reverse guys or these new age dudes.
You know
that,
what? I'm
they're-
glad Sebastian Bach called him out because now I'm going to go home and listen to Falling in Reverse and support that band 'cause I'm sure they're great.
There's some really kick-ass songs on there, and I mean, and unless the drummer's not non-present, whoever's playing drums and guitar in that band is throwing down. No joke.
No doubt. All right, Pete, thanks for the call, man.
Pete, thank you for being a supporter. You're awesome, my guy.
And now, Pete, I expect you to come up for our last Thursday show in 3 weeks in the parking lot here for a big extravaganza.
Yeah, Niederhausen.
I will be there.
Good.
I will be there. I keep saying I'm going to come up, but I'm going to make it up.
Well, keep everybody out there, keep your ears open. We're going to make a big show announcement. It's going to be,
Hold.
see you, Pete.
Should we bring our guests in?
I'm going to go step out and make some, well, yeah.
Well, no, let's bring the guests
we'll
in. We'll
introduce
start
him.
talking, and then once, then
Yeah.
you can peel out for a minute, and I've got a couple of questions for
Sure.
these guys while you peel out. So, Billy, why don't you introduce our esteemed guests?
Okay, before I bring our 2 esteemed guests out, we are going to do a big show this Saturday night at the Mercury Music Lounge in Lakewood on Detroit Avenue. Doors will be at 6 o'clock.
Call it 6, because I think the first band's at 7.
Yeah, doors will be at 6 o'clock. The guests that are coming on are very, very close friends of mine, and we decided to do like an Akron Agora 80s glam rock, good-looking rock, what was going down in Cleveland reunion show.
Sponsored by Glam Rock City. Curtis Scheck, his birthday today. Happy birthday,
Happy
Curtis.
birthday. So we decided to do a free show. So just to let you guys know,
October 8th.
none of these bands are playing. It's this Saturday night. None of these bands are getting paid. It's this Saturday night, October 8th at the Mercury Music Lounge. We're playing, and there'll be no laptops involved.
Nobody's playing, nobody's getting paid.
But nobody is getting paid because we wanted to make this a free admission show. So bring your money to drink and party and relive what we used to do back in the day. And without any further ado, let's call our guests out. Our very good friend Brad Slitt
My man.
and Sammy T. Berdard.
What's up?
Come on, Brad. Sit down. Where's Sammy?
He's coming around the
There
other
he
way.
is.
Watch the chords, brother. Ride the pony. Ride the
What's up,
pony.
bro? I didn't want you to
What's up,
sit
my
next to
man?
me. I want you to sit next to Todd. I'm just kidding.
Get in here.
Wait, is my seat going
Back your
higher?
fucking hat poked me in the eye.
Put those headphones on.
Hey, I heard you had a little trouble getting here. It happens.
So, to my left is Brad Slitt, lead singer of the rock band Priscilla.
And to my right is Salvatore Bedard. I call him Sammy, Sally. Sammy T. He's got like 45 names. The lead singer of Sammy T's Sideshow, which is going to feature me, Billy, Joey D, Billy Ciosi.
Yeah.
It's an all-star lineup.
So this show came out like Brad and I talk on the phone a couple times a month, and it's always drawn out conversation. So amongst the conversation, we said we need to do a big show, and we decided to do a big show. And we talked about it for a little bit, and then it finally came together. So
That's it. We talked
so
about
Brad, you
the,
were instrumental in getting some more of the players or the bands involved. So talk to us about what you brought to this extravaganza.
Well, I talked to a lot of people from the scene, friends of ours, friends of mine, friends of yours, friends of your guys's. And just talked to everyone, said, hey, let's do this. We're not getting any younger. Let's just get together, do a show for the people, by the people, and just get together and have a good time, party, rock and roll, do it for free. Just, no hang-ups. Just
Free?
just so everyone could be cool
Right, I
and
agree.
be friends and just do it for the love of rock and roll.
I mean, let's just say, there's going to be 4 or 5 bands and a bunch of jammers that night. Let's say everybody got $100. All right. Do you need the $100? Do you
do
really
not.
need the $100? I'd rather donate the $100 back to the fans. They can come out and crack some beers, buy some drinks, get some food, and rock.
It's like the
That's it,
stadium
man.
tour, but just a
little bit
Exactly. That's what
smaller.
Billy and I were talking about. Like when that whole thing was happening. That's why like originally it started coming together 3 years ago, but right
Before
COVID.
Yeah. We were gonna do this show. Like the week or the month of the stadium show to capitalize on the hype of
Right.
the '80s coming back.
Yeah. And then
We got lucky
COVID put an end
enough.
to that.
We got lucky enough for this animal, Sammy T. Berdar, Tori Thomas, former lead singer of
Sally.
Spoiled. Sully!
You always need
OTA in the house.
Sully! I said, dude, you got to sing. So I don't have a band. I said, we'll put a band together and I'll make Todd play bass. And that's what happened.
We made Todd play bass.
Billy is my booker. Like all of a sudden, Mike Inesco's posting like, "Yeah, Todd Chase is playing bass on my new blues record, a song," and I'm like, "I didn't even know about it. What? How much am I getting paid? Probably the same as this show, free."
Another funny story is that Stevie called me for us last year to do the Monsters of Rock cruise. I didn't even ask Todd. I called Todd. You're doing this fucking cruise. You're doing this.
Oh, Billy, you could swear.
I don't like to in case my
I
mom's
know.
watching.
You know what? It's let him.
I'll take all the heat. It
All right,
is
His
a-
Todd.
mom might be listening.
Are you guys hungry?
Well, I want to say first of all, congratulations on that, and that.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, my
brother.
friend.
And you guys just kick ass in your food trucks, man.
It is our.
I will tell you this right
It
now.
is our passion.
If it wasn't for the foundation of great food, nobody's going to have longevity. We've been at this for about 7 years, and our food's great. I call our shot every time. Come get the best wings in Bay Village this Thursday at our food truck.
Are you hot too?
What's that?
Are you hot?
Super hot, dude.
Well, I've got a T-shirt on and I'm
So I'm
not
taking
hot.
that
You've got a
jacket off,
freaking
man.
coat
Yeah,
on.
you guys are
Sitting
like.
back there, I'm cooking.
Well, you know, this is Cleveland weather, and
Are you guys gonna get naked? That's gonna be awesome.
Next
We
thing
come to that.
Next thing we're gonna do is get naked and oily.
So, Sally, tell. Oh, okay. So, tell us a little bit about the songs that Sammy T's Sideshow is going to be playing that night.
We are going to
Because
be,
it's a mix of bands that you've been involved with. Yep.
yes. We're doing gonna be doing spoiled tunes. That me and Billy
Had a hand in.
exactly the way to put it. And then Rachel, a band I was in.
The band that you quit Spoiled for. Exactly.
Are you gonna shut
quit
up?
Spoiled to join Rachel.
Because it was heavier.
It was heavier. And they had a presence on Z-Rock. That
Yes.
was awesome. Remember that?
Yes,
Remember
I do.
Torture's Too Kind? Yeah.
That's how I've been learning the songs from a cassette recording from Z-Rock.
All right, the next up basement tape from Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
What was the name of that bass player in that band?
Ricky
Ricky.
St. Noise.
Ricky St. Noise.
Yeah, you gotta have.
Whatever happened to that
Totally
guy?
a real name.
I don't know. That was his name.
St. Noise.
I don't know what happened to him. I think
And
he
whatever
works
happened to
at-
Matt Vernon? Remember Matt Vernon?
Dude, I saw Matt at Sean's funeral.
Really?
We had a good long talk.
Looking
actually.
good? He was.
Yeah, dude.
good,
Yeah, Matt
healthy,
always looked
looking
cool.
good. Yeah.
Dude. He's living in Lakewood actually.
Is he real?
Yeah.
He better be there then.
Dude, he chills, man. Like,
yeah.
yeah, he doesn't get out much. Like, I actually talked to him about, just hanging out. Actually, we were about to do the show that we were doing, the JCU show, before Sean's funeral. We were doing it after Sean's funeral, and when I saw Matt there, we were talking about that. And he told me straight up, he's like, yeah, I don't get out much. He's like, but, maybe
Call,
I'll
you got
make
his
it."
number? You guys got to call him.
Yeah,
Dude, he
I
was
got it somewhere,
a
yeah.
member of Rachel. The band that you
Yeah.
quit, my band.
Oh, no,
Move on.
Have you talked to Matt lately?
no, no, I was.
Matt rides a bicycle a lot. Like, he rides.
I remember
he
that.
Rides. Yeah,
I remember you always used to have the most coolest, badass black vans. Remember the
Vans?
van that he used to drive with like the
Yeah, he always had
lights
nice
up
guys.
on top,
Yeah,
the big van.
always
He
had
was a
nice
drummer.
drum
He
set.
needed a van.
Always had a nice drum set too.
Yeah.
A
And
big
then-
van.
We're also playing a couple songs from a band you were in L.A., right? Murder Bay, yes?
We are doing
Or
some
a
stuff
song,
from
at least.
one song.
One song.
One song.
From Murder Bay and a few cover tunes.
That we've retooled to make our own.
Yeah, we did our own.
We rewrote an AC/DC song.
Yeah. Funny story.
I
funny story.
called up Angus and
Funny
I said,
story.
listen,
we come in to play an AC/DC song, and I had not been with. I went in Hawaii for a week, so they practiced without me, and I come in and they kind of redid the song, and I'm like, oh. So you know better than Angus Young and Mutt Lang on how to produce a song. Good job, guys.
And then he goes into the solo like Randy Rhoads and doesn't play the Angus solo. I'm like, all right, so now Angus is sitting there, doing his...
I played the Angus solo
You
close.
didn't do anything near it. I'll tell you what.
Playing a solo on this? It's a Billy solo.
So, no, I play Angus pretty. That's a great solo. I mean, Angus Young.
So
All
the night
solos are
of
good.
the show, who's the first band this coming Saturday at the Mercury Lounge in Lakewood? Who's the first band, Brad?
Shock Frenzy.
Shock Frenzy. And who are they? And what's about them? What are they about?
Local
up
band
and coming?
same genre. Yeah. They've been around for they've been around for quite a while.
So they're veteran guys just coming to hang out.
Yeah,
and
if you
Yeah.
look at Shock Frenzy, they're always on Odeon shows opening up for somebody.
Always, yeah.
So they've got a pretty good track record.
That's
there.
Johnny Jail, right?
No,
Shock Frenzy. I thought that was
that's
Johnny.
Shock Cinema. But that's Corey Roddick.
Oh, my.
Yeah, Johnny wasn't in Shock
No,
I
Cinema
am
either.
so sorry.
No.
And then we got the Sammy T side show, right?
So Sammy T Side show's next.
So
Sammy
we're
T.
going on around 8-ish.
8-ish. This is an early show. Cleveland, you have to understand, when COVID hit, all the times moved way up. So, and we're a little older now. So,
A little bit.
doors are going to be
Some
at
of
6
us
o'clock.
lost our hair. Okay, three mother.
A little old.
Look,
Doors will be at
I have
6.
Three.
So, Sammy,
Yeah. Three
I don't-
dudes with hair. I don't like this.
they have systems you can use.
I don't like those.
No.
I don't like.
Dude, you're rocking the bald hard. It looks good. You're like Rose Tattoo all over again. Angry Anderson.
Angry Anderson.
I love Rose Tattoo.
That's a great band.
Dude, didn't Angry
I'm
Anderson?
an
there was
outlaw,
something else
man.
that he did.
I'm an outlaw.
That I was shocked.
I will
when
tell you this
found
right
out.
now, and Dana can, when we do the Monsters of Rock cruise every couple of years, and Rose Tattoo's on there, they draw a huge crowd.
Yeah?
And they crush it.
They kick ass,
don't-
yeah.
Another AC/DC sound like band.
Yep.
Oh, dude, Rose Tattoo.
So then,
Kills
all right,
it.
so the Sammy T Sideshow, which is a great band. Let's talk about who's in that band. You got the #1 guitar player in Cleveland.
Dougie Manross is in that band.
Joey D is
scratch cover.
yeah,
That's a good
Joey
button.
D is playing guitar. Yeah.
Yeah, Joey D is playing.
Joey D from Fatal Charm and Liquid on guitar.
Yeah.
Where's my logo?
Oh yeah, I sent you that logo, brother. Did you get that fired in? He's working on it.
Oh,
Who's
wow,
your
you
drummer?
guys are really fancy.
Who's your drummer?
Billy Ciosi.
No, because I was looking at that. Okay, so we have Billy Morris on lead guitar, Todd Chasen
On lead bass.
on, I'll just call it bass.
No, I'm calling it lead bass all day long.
Joey D on rhythm guitar, Bill Ciosi on drums, and
Yours truly.
yours truly.
And we've been working hard on this set.
We've been working our asses off on
Yeah,
this,
here's the
man.
funny thing. We've practiced about 10 times with the Sammy T Sideshow.
No, wait. We practiced about 10 times. You, what, 3?
More than that. Guess how many times I've practiced with Kid Wicked?
One.
A big goose egg, 0. Yeah. We're going to have our first practice Thursday, and we're going to kick ass.
All right, so that's going to be that. And then who's after Sammy T Sideshow?
Sammy T Sideshow, then Kid Wicked.
All right, and who's in Kid Wicked?
So the original Kid Wicked, Billy the Kid, Billy Morris, will be lead vocals and lead guitar. My original guitarist, Aaron Atkins, for the past 25 years.
He's a
is
ripper.
The Shred Boy. He'll be playing guitar. Dave Creedeman, former Kid Wicked bass player, is going to play bass. He's coming in last minute because Jeff Reddy, my Sunset Strip bass player, came down with COVID last second. So he's not going to play. And then Tony Castillo, my drummer for Sunset Strip, will be handling all the drum duties. But
Tony, the guy with the beard.
yeah, he's solid.
Like
Love that guy.
Tony.
But there will be some surprises because we're gonna have a jam night, a jam session afterwards, and I'm gonna do some Kid Wicked songs with Billy Ciosi and maybe somebody other guys that show up. But that's gonna be the band for the night. We're gonna be playing some of the hits.
You just told me Chris Childs came into town from LA for the show.
So
That's
Chris
what I heard.
Childs,
That's really cool, man. I was talking to
local-
Johnny Pleasure, JP Pleasure, Doug. I just knew him as Doug,
Doug,
JP.
I know too.
Yeah, I was talking to him today about that.
Yeah, so Chris Childs from Legs Up is going to be singing Sin City with us. And funny story. All these guys bringing these memories back of when I used to do recording. The original recording started in my mom's basement. So all these rockers would come to my house, my mom's house, and she'd
swimming
fix
in
them
the pool.
breakfast,
You had
swim in
the
the pool, make them coffee, and Johnny Pleasure.
I was in the pool.
Did Johnny come over?
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
mostly Johnny and
He was
Chris.
actually
yeah.
one of the first, maybe the first bass player for Priscilla. He played with us, never played out, practiced 2 weeks or something. And Chris got bummed out because he was jamming with us because he wanted to do, they were doing the pistol whip.
Pistol whipped.
Yeah.
Right.
So he was like, man, Chris
We did-
doesn't want
we
me
did
to
a
do
show.
this. And those guys were tight back then, So I'm like, dude.
Funny
okay.
story. These stories pop into my head. I'll never think of these. We did a show, Spoiled and Legs Up, at the Fantasy Nightclub. If you remember, you've never been to the Fantasy Nightclub, Todd. It's a famous club.
He's not
in
even in
Cleveland.
this
Yes, he is.
story.
He's wanted to hear this. And this is 89. 89, we're doing the Guns N' Roses thing, and we got leather jackets on, and we had this manager named Mitch. Mitch was such a nice guy.
Mitch
Passed
is a
away,
great
but
guy,
such a nice guy. And
Tucked his jeans in his
in his
cowboy
boots. Yeah. So Legs Up is on stage, and I can't believe I'm going to say this. I hope my mom's not listening, but they had a song. Their opening, they had a song called "Sex Toys," and Chris Childs goes, "This next song goes out to all the girls that like." This next song goes out to all the girls who like to take a dildo up the cunt every once in a while.
Oh man!
Mitch turned so red. He was so pissed. And I can't believe I said that. I'm sorry, Mom, if you're listening. Oh, man. But it was ridiculous. Some of the things that happen in your life you'll never forget.
Yeah.
That's, him
So
and
Chris
Johnny were all
Childs,
about
yeah,
that.
They were
at
all
the
about
time.
shocking. They were
All
the
about
shock
that.
rock.
Yeah, that
the
was their
original
thing.
Cleveland shock rockers. So
Kinda,
Chris
yeah.
is coming in. We have another Chris, Judas Priest singer.
Chris
That's
Hahn.
going to sing with us as well.
Yeah.
And then who's in Priscilla? That's you guys are the band after Kid Wicked before
Yeah.
the All-Star Jam. Yep.
Yep.
So
It's,
let's talk about that.
Johnny Johnny Vincenzo of Bad Madam, the
Madam.
Knockouts. Like he's been on a lot of bands.
Velvomatics?
Velvomatics, yeah. Great guitarist. Plays like Slash, man. He makes our stuff sound really good. The solos he's laying down are really good. David Devine also. Yeah,
What?
there you go.
What?
Yeah. Playing rhythm guitar.
I thought he-
Who sang for Marky Ramone? He's the
Yeah.
all-star. And here I'm singing. Dude, the guy shows me up. I got actually two. My bass player and Dave Devine are both fantastic singers. They both were lead singers at one time. And there's me. I'm just doing my thing. But those guys are great singers. So I got Eugene Arthurs on bass, Dave Devine on rhythm guitar, who actually used to be my bass player in the band. He's a jack of all trades. And the professor on the drums.
Who's the professor?
He's the professor.
Are you at a loss of words?
But what's that?
Are you at a loss of words?
No. Bradley Ruff is the professor, but he actually was a college professor, so we call him the professor. It's not Neil Peart, but so I cover everyone.
Okay, and you guys are going to go in at 10 o'clock, sharp.
Yes.
Very sharp.
Yeah, everyone's got to adhere. Me and Billy were talking about this today. Everyone's got to adhere to their time zones because there's so much going on that everyone's got to
I think at this
Sammy
point,
T Sideshow's going on at 4 p.m. We'll be out of your hair in no time.
I think at this point, we're
the
all
lunch hour, and then get the fuck out of here.
we're all professional enough. We're all veterans enough to say, hey man, you start at 8. Don't start at 8:05 because you're
Right.
ending at 8:35. You
Exactly.
know, whatever the case is, I think it's going to be no problem.
Unless
Yeah.
somebody's car breaks down on the way to the gig.
Talk about
That
that.
could drag out the start
make
time
things
of
bad.
any given
Yeah.
band.
Yeah.
All right, Bill, why don't you go make us some food, and I'll talk to these guys
Yes.
about a couple of things, all right?
All right.
All right, so
And that's the guitar Billy's going to be playing with us that night.
It looks like Billy's guitar. One of his guitars.
what are your thoughts on the Pantera reunion?
I heard something about that.
So, 2 original members, bass player, singer,
How
featuring
come-
Zach Wilde and drummer from Anthrax. Name, I need a name.
Oh, it's the Italian.
not Charlie Benante. No.
Benelli? No.
Benante?
No.
Is Charlie Benante the drummer for Anthrax?
I think so.
Gotta
Yeah,
feel
I think you're right.
stupid.
Yeah.
We are close enough. Nobody's,
Yeah, I think that's it.
nobody's called in.
How come? Why aren't?
Yes, no. Yes or no on the Anthrax reunion?
You know,
Or not, the
It's
Pantera.
probably you know.
I was thinking
yeah,
of
yeah.
a Pantera reunion.
Pantera reunion, yeah.
I'm so down.
Why aren't the Abbott brothers doing it?
I am down. Are you down?
Yeah. Well,
No.
that's-
I don't know. I mean, I guess anything for a buck, whatever. But at the same
or is it
time,
keeping the music alive?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll take a pass on that one. I don't have a good answer for that because if you want rock and roll, you want rock and roll. Look, all these bands that are doing the reunion tours for the 20th time.
Right.
What do you do?
Well,
The Stones are doing it. They're 80. But
That-
it's
that
who they
was-
are. So at some point, the thing. I think the thing that cheapens it though is like Nikki Sixx when they did the farewell tour, but it wasn't the farewell tour, of course, you know.
Right.
And then like to say we will never set foot on a stage again. I mean, they signed that contract and all that, but then it was kind of like, but the fans loved it, So who's to say, But just don't say it in that way. Don't say it's
We're
never going to
never
happen.
coming back.
Yeah, it's not because. And the thing is, when you're that
'Cause-
big, you're doing it for a buck too, 'cause,
Well,
those guys-
everybody's doing the money grab.
Yeah,
Like,
Motley
oh.
got what 150 million for that tour or something. So
Right.
like, come on, Of course they're gonna do it. But you do it for 150 million, right, Sammy? Is that what you're getting for this show?
I do
Tell
it
us
for
the truth.
$150.
I'm getting a
Right.
$1.50. Enough to buy a beer.
Yeah, that's about
Oh
it.
no, I can't even buy a beer with a
Yeah.
$1.50. Hey, can I borrow the other
But
$2
so I mean,
off of you?
Todd, like honestly, that's my thoughts. I mean, who's to say? You can't. What's
Well,
in your heart is in your heart.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the Pantera thing. It's not a reunion because obviously two of the guys are gone. The brothers are gone.
You're right.
So I think it's more of a tribute to them and trying to keep
Sure.
a little bit of
Yeah,
the
That's
memory
probably
going.
Cool.
I know that the first time I saw Pantera at the Shrine in Los Angeles, it changed my life.
Oh, really?
I mean, I went from being in Tough, I left Tough, started trying to play some heavier music, went and saw Pantera at the Shrine and was like, holy. I mean, I'm used to having like girls and people,
Yeah.
in a glam band, you have a lot of girls in the audience. Mm-hmm. At a Pantera show, you still have girls, but they're all in the pit throwing elbows. And there was just, I'd never seen a crowd that frenzied and crazy.
I
and
get it.
people were, it was a 2-story place the Shrine was, and they had these wires going across the balcony, and people were crawling across the wires and dropping into the pit. And I'm sitting there with my band at the time, Substance Team, we're looking at this going, oh, fuck.
So you knew the times were changing. It was time for you to change.
Well, I kind of was already heavy before Tough,
Yeah.
and then I changed with the times for Tough.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Adam, what was the name of your band after Tough?
Substance Team.
Dude, that band rocked.
But that was very influenced by the Panteras and the Nine Inch Nails and the industrial, very hardcore metal movement of the time. Because after a while, when you're in a glam band, which we've all been in,
Everyone had to reinvent themselves overnight.
Well, and
or
don't-
you cease to exist.
You could be the greatest musician in the world, but you don't get that respect.
Right.
You do and you don't. And
Yeah.
after a while, it was like, they want us to play the ballads all the time. Play your ballads. Play your
Yeah.
ballads. And I'm a rock and roll bass player. I want to play the
But
songs that
the
fucking
thing
rock.
is, at the
I'm
end
a rock and roll singer!
Yeah.
we're all
Little,
humans. We're all humans.
Little Rose
So
tattoo.
Yeah.
there's, it's not like we're eating off the same plate every day. Like, would you eat steak every day? Would you eat pizza every day? If it's your
Yes.
favorite food,
Pizza, maybe.
okay, and I kind of agree with you on that. I could do the same. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's different flavors. There's different
Right.
tastes, man. So you're going to go with whatever excites you,
put
whatever
the
grabs you, whatever gets in you, Like, I'll tell you, like, I'd gone to Florida, and I knew times were changing, with Priscilla. And I met Marilyn Manson out there before he even signed his deal, before anything happened. And I liked what he was doing. And all of a sudden, he blew up. Trent Reznor went out there, gave him his little production deal. And then he came back to Cleveland, hooked up with Tony Ciula from that owned clubs in Cleveland, the Empire, Peabody's. And when I saw him, when he came back and was doing what Manson was doing, I was like, man, times are changing, and this is powerful, And it was like, it gave us a new arena we could reinvent ourselves and do different things that capture that energy, because that energy had gone away.
And you
know?
recently posted a song from Priscilla that kind of reflected some of those changes. It was like a week or so ago. You posted something where it had a little more of an industrial vibe.
Yeah.
To
Oh,
it.
High Tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
High Tonight. So that 8 Lives Gone album, there was like a lot of industrial type of
That's
stuff.
cool. That's a cool song.
Thank you. And yeah, like the label was like, we wish you would have did stuff that was more like Wake Up the Neighborhood and your old stuff. It's like, we're not that band anymore. That's never gonna happen, you know? So like I was changing with the times. I said, we gotta move forward. And I wanted it darker and different, and just I wanted to keep pushing that envelope and making it more and more different. The opening track off that album, Lord of the Flies and Satanic Panic leading into that, is just completely off. Like if you put that and our old material together, you'd say this is not the same band.
Right.
But you know, you evolve, you change. You know?
Well, and like you, because you were in Spoiled and all these bands locally, then you went to L.A. and you did the Murder Bay, and you played with a bunch of cats out in L.A.
Let me straighten this up. Murder Bay changed. Well, there was a couple guys from Murder Bay, and then we changed it to 6 Foot South.
Get to your microphone there, pal, just a little bit. You don't have to eat it, but
And then we change it to 6 Foot South. There you go.
thank you, Henry. And you got to say something, brother, if we're not leveling up.
No, but you know, it was.
Scoot your chair 1 inch closer, and that's going to help you be on the mic. That way, there you go. Ride the pony.
Gonna ride that pony. No, I hear you, my sweet Dana.
So L.A.
Yeah, you know, I was in Spoiled in LA, and then I wanted to go heavier, and it just didn't work out. So I met the bass player and the founder of Murder Bay. We became roommates, and we put a band together, Murder Bay. Murder Bay was already a band, but the band disbarred, and we got together, and it was called Murder Bay, but then we changed it to 6 Foot South because it wasn't Murder Bay stuff anymore, even though we did some of their songs. A lot heavier, I wanted to go on that heavier edge.
Right. And was this a band that was living in the Poison area where you guys were like
Yeah.
all sharing like food from mom and all of that stuff?
Well, when I lived...
Because you and I got plenty of Poison stories
Oh,
that
God.
we could share. all
When
day
I
long.
lived with Todd Lane on Orange Drive. Do you remember that Orange Drive next to the Hollywood?
I don't remember what street I live on right now, brother.
Okay. It was next to the Man's Chinese Theater. And Poison lived next door to us. And my parents used to send me... I was spoiled. Oh, God.
No pun intended, right?
Oh, my God. They sent me some food because...
That's what parents did to starving musicians. You
Yeah.
always got like, you know, the payday bars or, you know,
Yeah.
thing of brownies or a case of ramen.
Oh.
You get a case of ramen, you're like golden.
So the guys in Poison used to come over to our apartment like, oh, did your parents send food and stuff like that? But I loved, we opened up for Poison at the Troubadour, and I forgot, Todd Lane would remember the date.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. But we opened up for them, and then when Spoiler got together, you know, and all that stuff, it wasn't my clique. It started going to a different direction that I wanted to go.
No, Brad, did you ever go to L.A.?
Visited, never went to the play.
You never dipped your toe in the musical pool out there in Los Angeles?
Probably should have, you know.
Did you want to, or just didn't? You
know what?
You
I
were
look
comfortable?
at it. It was a missed opportunity. I was comfortable being a big fish in a little pond, unfortunately, because stuff was being handed to us at one point where like
you thought,
record
you,
companies
thought
were-
you like you don't need to go to L.A. It's all
Exactly.
it's all happening
Yeah.
here in the North
And
Coast.
unfortunately, we spun our wheels too much, too long with improper management and so forth. And
the story of many
right.
bands.
And so, like, you know, it's like it took too long. The deals got killed, and unfortunately, missed opportunities.
Where does the name Priscilla come from? Because I don't know.
Priscilla Presley.
Oh,
We were called Breaker Cherry, and actually, we were doing an interview.
Oh,
Yeah. Yep. And
like
and our manager didn't like that, and he was like putting some money into us at the time, and he said, "You guys need to change your name." And we said, "Well, we like the name, and we should have stuck with it because it was really cool. It was evolving into something really cool." And then we were watching This Is Elvis. We were sleeping over our guitarist's house. His parents were out of town. We were all kids at the time, and we were watching This Is Elvis over and over just because whatever, partying, getting drunk, hanging out. And, the chick names for bands were popular at the time. Rachel, Cinderella, all those names. So we were like, what about Priscilla?
well, Chuck did the same thing. We're like, I need a band name with four letters in it. You got Rat, you got whatever, and I'm like, Tough, Tuff. There it is.
Yeah.
I remember my brother Greg was saying that. Oh, Jesus Christ, what was he telling us to call the name of the band? He was like, it's like Motley Crue, but it wasn't Motley Crue. I can't remember. But I never knew that Priscilla was named after Priscilla Presley, and I was
Yeah.
always trying to figure out the tie-in.
Yeah.
'Cause
It wasn't like an ode to that or anything. It was just the name sounded cool at the
Yeah.
time. Now, like I went through a phase where I was embarrassed by, people say, "What band you in?" It's like, oh man, because the '90s happened and then the early 2000s, so it was so tainted because it was so glam and so feminine, and
Right.
it was like, man, that's not cool. I can't even say that name, but it is what it is.
You got the gun show. You're not. You're
Yeah,
about as strong. You're not very
Yeah,
feminine.
but you look at the names of bands. Like what the name just comes to represent what the band is. I mean, even like the Beatles. What you're named after bugs. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But timeless, iconic. Because you don't even think of the bug when you think of the name. You think of the Beatles. You think of John, Paul, Ringo, George. So it's like
Everybody
Rolling
always
Stones,
struggles
so
with
on,
George.
so-
You're like John, Paul,
Yeah,
Ringo,
right.
and
Who's that other guy?
that
What's that
other
guy's
guy.
name?
Yeah.
Yeah, George Harrison.
Somebody quizzed me on that
Oh,
the other day, and
no.
I was like, man, I got 3 of them. Oh boy, holy
Oh, no.
Moses! What's he got going on here? Do we have a camera that picks up on this from top down, Henry?
Oh, Billy, I was going to ask you. Oh,
We got a side view.
Hey, Henry or Billy, grab me one too while you're in there, brother.
and by the way,
That is a lot of food.
this drink is sponsored by Revolution 69.
Is it Revolution or Revelation? Revelation.
Wait a minute, I don't know my glasses.
What is
on.
Revelation?
Revelation.
It's Revelation. What is
Look at
that?
me. Revelation
There's one sponsor
69.
one sponsor
Today.
down the drain. There we go, my man.
Good job, Sammy.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Bill.
Hey, Sammy just blew your sponsor for you.
Oh, great.
I did.
You leave
did.
for 5 minutes and that happens.
All right, I'm back. I was in the kitchen for 5 minutes.
Hey, is that where I saw a jar of peppers over there? Are those?
That's
No,
the
they were-
Gardenara right
Yeah,
there.
are they
So, no, they're mild. They're mild. I promise you that.
So let me wait real quick. Let me cut you off, Billy. I'm sorry. We used to do this thing when we would play gigs before sound check, and we would have this hot sauce thing. Billy, I was there. Billy ate hot mustard, wasabi, and a hot sauce. Remember?
Yeah, you would eat that
And
hot
he was-
mustard. It would kill your nasal passages.
No, but he ate the wasabi and everything, and on stage he was blowing flames out his nose.
Yeah, baby. Well, I like hot food. That's why I even brought this bottle of hot sauce, Scorpion hot sauce that I picked up in Maui. It's delicious, and I got some
Did you
wings
like Hawaii?
cooking too. I
Did
loved
you have
Hawaii.
fun? Your
Had a
pictures look
blast.
cool.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Hawaii's
So
beautiful.
weekly we do the Smoke and Talk and Roll podcast here, video podcast, and we always have food guests come in, or sometimes we cook for our guests. So Todd and I decided for you two and the crew and everybody that we do a little Italian beef tonight. So
Nice.
And this
got
is
the
Make
beef.
cake at the fire.
Todd will explain the beef. This was the beef that we had used for the best on a plate sandwich.
for the food truck challenge. Some of it left over, which is a sous vide beef short rib.
Yeah, delicious.
it's
So, and
amazing.
then I brought out the mild gardenara in case you want to add little peppers to your
Yeah.
Italian beef.
So you don't have to eat the whole thing, but we're going to take a couple of bites. And
I have
I'm
to eat.
gonna-
I'm gonna eat the whole thing.
I'm just saying you don't have to. These guys, the crew's looking at us like, what the?
Oh, I want some of those peppers.
Bring me the peppers. Brad, you're not eating, are you? You don't eat. Brad
You got-
doesn't
Come
eat.
on,
You
Brad.
gotta take,
what?
you gotta
Brad
take a
doesn't eat.
bite.
Brad doesn't eat.
I do eat.
You're not taking a bite?
Brad.
It's part of the show, brother. You gotta take a bite. It won't hurt you, I promise. You'll still be beautiful on Saturday. All right.
You
Why,
can.
why do I not believe that this is a
You
mild
can
chardonnay?
afford. You can afford it.
It's mild. I promise you.
Oh, this is gonna be smoking hot.
Oh, it's gonna be.
So Sammy and Todd and I love a restaurant down the street called D'Italia.
They are the shit.
They do an Italian beef, which I describe to people as one of the best sandwiches in town.
You didn't bring any napkins, did you?
Dog.
No, we got Brad Slitt's pants.
We got his.
Hey.
But I would like Sammy and Todd to try this,
All right.
and let's see if it stands up to D'Italia's Italian beef.
All right.
Look-wise, it looks good. Look at that.
It's amazing.
Wait. Let me
Yeah.
get a.
Don't drip over Henry's tablecloth. He will murder you.
Oh shit!
Oh,
half my beef fell in there.
Hate it when that happens.
I'm gonna use Ozzy's bat to wipe my face in a minute.
Oh.
Delicious. It's better.
More Jardinara.
So I'll talk while you guys are eating. Dave, how you doing over there? We got Dave Mellencamp over here in the audience tonight. He's filming for the Cleveland Rocks documentary. He's been working on it for a long time. I've been talking to this kid we met at Cinema Wasteland, man, like, 20 years ago or something. Struck up a conversation at a room party, hit it off, and way back, he told me about what he wanted to do, and here he is making it happen.
Well, why don't we have him sit down and talk to about his project one of these days?
Well,
Here, let
Yeah.
me give this to the crew because we're
Let
not
me
gonna
tell
eat any
you-
more than that.
Hold on, I'm gonna eat this other half. It's that good.
this sandwich is outstanding. As I spit into the microphone,
I don't care.
we need a spit screen for me.
Yeah, it's pretty legit. Oh,
Todd, you're knocking over. Don't get so angry.
Jardinara.
Oh,
Did you make this Jardinara?
I cannot tell why.
No, I saw it in the jar over there. I cannot tell why. So, oh, here you go.
I buy the Jardinara at D'Italia. Mm-hmm. But it's a company out of Chicago. It's great.
So I don't know if everybody knows that me and Billy Morris have been friends for 42 years
Oh
or
my God.
something,
Yep.
something like that.
Same.
And
We go back.
and this is Saturday night, October 8th, will be the first time me and Billy played on stage again. It's probably after 30-something years. And we haven't missed a beat, brother. We're
We're gonna bring it.
We are so on, man.
I'll tell you. I don't know if I ever told you this, Brad, but so we were in a band, back in the day, and when I met Sam, he had gone to L.A. and he came back with this flyer, a green flyer, with these 4 broads on there, and this cat holding a bomb. And he goes, "We're going to do this." I'm like, "We're going to dress like girls?" And he's like, "Yes. There's a big band out there named Poison.
No, we're going to become girls.
We're going to become girls on stage." But
Already am.
so Sammy brought the Poison idea back from L.A. before Poison made it big. As a matter of fact, Sammy used to live with Poison. Tell us the
Yes.
story with how that went down and their original guitar player.
Matt Coco Smith.
While I eat this Italian beef.
Oh, dude, I got a piece of bread on my lip. We used to live next door to Poison, like I said earlier.
Yeah, we touched on that a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
did you?
but Matt Coco Smith was the original guitar player, and they lived next door to us. And I remember seeing them at the Troubadour, and was like, "Holy shit, I want to be these guys." And I remember running into Do you remember the Tropicana
I do.
on Santa Monica
Mud
Boulevard?
wrestling heaven.
No, not the strip joint. The whole-
yeah. No, I don't remember the Tropicana.
Okay, so Metallica lived there, and wait,
I'm thinking of the mud wrestling joint, the strip joint.
okay, get that dirty mind.
Hey, I do remember the Tropicana.
Yes, so
Just a different one, the good one.
A different one.
Yeah.
And these guys used to hang out and everything, and I would see them playing pinball in the waiting room and all this stuff. And I had called these guys and were like, we gotta be them, you know. But they were phenomenal. But a funny story, really quick, when and Todd Lane would remember this. We were opening for Poison, and remember when we had 1 million flyers up and everything? Well, I spray painted the logo Haven on the front of the Troubadour walkway.
How did that go over with Gina?
Well, it went over like shit because I had to go out there and scrub the sidewalk, the name off of the sidewalk in front of everybody standing in line going to see Poison.
Did bands in Cleveland flyer? Did you like try and reproduce what people did in LA and flyer in Cleveland?
There was really, well, we did flyer, but there was no, it was like, it was weird because
There was no Sunset Strip.
no, you know, when you lived on the Sunset Strip in the 80s and early 90s, there's nothing like that, you know.
Did any bands in Cleveland ever spray paint their logo and their name all over the city at one time?
Not that I know of.
He will not take a. He
Whoops.
will neither confirm nor deny.
This is a good Sam.
What's the statute of limitations on
I
that?
think you're okay.
Yeah,
Oh, will you give me
people
my
kill
phone?
people and get away with that.
So what are you guys looking forward to on Saturday night most?
I'm looking forward to seeing some of the people come out of the woodwork that I haven't seen in years.
Yeah.
I want to say hi to some of the old, you know, longtime friends, and then being able to play those old Kid Wicked songs, "Life in America," "Sledgehammer of Love," "Ready,
Dude,
Willing,
Life in
and Able."
America is such a kick-ass song.
So
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a big party. Look
gonna
forward
be
to the All-Star Jam. That's gonna be cool seeing people do their thing.
it's on the
on
right
stage.
of where I was making the food. What are you looking for, Todd?
You know, I'm looking forward to being away from the. Why I love our food truck business, doing something different than smoking rock and roll. Because for 9 months out of the year, smoking rock and roll is what I do 100% of the time. I mean, I'm from the time I wake up until I get home and go to bed, smoking rock and roll. That's all I do. So having, you know, when Sammy and Billy came and said, you know, they didn't say I was playing bass. They were just like, they were alluding that
We told
didn't- you were like, we didn't have a bass player. And I'm like, all right, I'll fucking do it, you know, because for the most part, I consider myself semi-retired. I don't find the same joy that I find in playing music or doing that struggle, but doing a one-off or a two-off with these guys, the guys that, like, I've never played with Joey D, never played with Billy Ciosi, which, you know, we had, you know, finding a drummer for this project was challenging, and when Billy came in and he and I locked horns, and it was great. And you know, for a bass player, when you find a drummer that you work with well, and you speak that language, and there is a language between bass players and drummers, like, you know, I go boom boom ba boom boom ba boom boom ba boom boom ba, and he knows what I'm talking about. Anybody else thinks I'm having some sort of a seizure. But he looks at it and he goes, I know exactly what you're talking about and what the ups and the downs are. So I'm looking forward to playing with guys that you know, we've been rehearsing now for 6 weeks. And
6 weeks, did you say?
yeah,
It's tight.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good.
once a week for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And you know, I've put a lot of effort into learning these songs that I've never heard. I mean, I probably spent more time on this than I spend in prepping for a Tup tour.
For
Wow.
sure.
No,
So-
it's awesome. The band is so tight, and
So I'm just excited to get out and play songs that aren't tough, that are somebody else's, that I feel like, you know, I was able to put my own stamp on, and obviously see all you guys, because I've never seen your band, I've never seen Kid Wicked, and you know, all the people that are
You
going to
see
come.
my band when we opened for Tough.
He wasn't there.
Actually, I remember
Was I?
What?
Was
Yeah,
I
he was
there?
there at Slim and Chubby's, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but-
I remember you came up to me. Actually, this is why I remember. You said, dude, you know what I love about you? No matter where you're playing, it's like you're playing to an arena. You put on a show. I'll never forget that, dude. You said to me, like, thank you, man. That's very cool. You're like, dude, you play it big. And I'm like, that's awesome.
Now
I
I feel
remember that, dude. And now you don't remember my band. You son of a bitch.
Dude, don't take it personally.
I don't
remember.
remember.
what
Dude,
I
I don't remember yesterday. so.
Yeah, I'm not sure which street
All right,
we're
quickly,
on
No,
right now.
I get
we
it.
gotta-
But I do remember. That's why I remember.
We got a call coming in. We got
Yeah,
Ronnie
baby.
on the line. Ronnie, where you calling from, man?
Tucson, Arizona, bro.
Arizona.
Come on, man. I'm your motocross buddy.
Arizona.
What's
I'm
up,
your
buddy?
moto buddy, man.
For sure. What's going on?
Congratulations on your win.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations on your recent win. Right?
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Why is Brad not eating that freaking awesome Italian beef? Oh my God!
Brad, eat the beef.
What the hell's up with that?
No,
I
nobody
would
has
drive
better
all
eat
the way
your
up
lunch,
there.
boy. That's all right. You can have Brad's when
Oh,
you, when
so
you show
good
up to
to
the
see you
show on
guys.
Saturday.
So what's
Good to
going
see you guys, man. We miss you guys, man. Wow.
You going to be coming up for this weekend show?
Unfortunately, Susan will be in Texas. Her mom's birthday on the same day as your show, and
that Trent?
I have other.
Oh, dude, Trent.
things I
This
have
is
to do.
Trent.
No. Trent's on another line.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry.
Trent, call back in a minute. Ronnie, thanks for calling, man. You want to say anything else? Other than congratulating me
love
on
you
my...
guys,
Ronnie.
and I just wish the best for all you guys. And the Smokin' Talk and Roll is the toughest truck in town.
Right on, brother.
Right, man. Good looking
All right,
out.
Ronnie. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks
got another- we got-
thanks for the reach out, man.
Trent who?
I think we can call Trent back.
Is it our Trent?
That's a
Trent
switch.
Anderson. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a switch up.
Hello?
Yeah, I'll leave that up because we're calling Trent.
That's something.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Trent, this is Joe Lestay from Bang
Sticks
Tango.
action. This is what? What'd you say?
This is Joe Lestay from Bang Tango.
You know what? I love you guys. I love all you guys. I'm a huge spoiled fan. Yeah, do you have me live on this shit?
Do we what?
Hello?
Hello, Trent.
Am I live on this?
You're
yes,
live.
I'm here.
You're live as a motherfucker.
Talking to
bro.
Brad Slitt, Sammy T, Billy Morris, and Todd Chase on.
Okay, good. Let me start first and say, Sammy T, huge fan. Always been a fan of you. And when I was in the band Alley Cat, we opened for Spoiled. You were behind the amps, and you were like, "Please welcome Spoiled," blah blah blah. And Billy came out, and he was grabbing his crotch underneath. I mean, you did this. I will describe this thing with you, Billy, later. That's later. But and I was a huge Priscilla fan, Brad, and Todd. Well, I love you, brother.
Wait, Trent.
man.
Wait, I was grabbing my crotch.
No, Billy was grabbing
Billy
your crotch.
Morris.
Billy was grabbing my
yeah,
crotch.
baby.
Billy, you were grabbing my crotch. What the hell?
Kind
I
of like
figured
right
that I
now.
was doing my Michael Jackson. I don't know.
So let me describe.
Where's
Billy
Billy's
Morris
left
had
hand right
move.
this moment?
I probably under his crotch. It's all good. I love Billy and his wife. I love Todd. I love all you guys. To be honest with you,
Love
it's
you
so weird
too.
that you call me back.
Dude,
But,
I slept on
when-
your
when-
floor in Chicago. On your couch or floor.
Did you only call us, Trent?
Yes.
Trent, did you only call us because we're eating Chicago Italian beef sandwiches?
Well, you did. You called it Giardinera, no, and Todd called it the proper name Giardinera.
Jardin.
Hello.
Oh, so wait, you're calling from Chicago?
I am. I'm in Chicago right
He
now.
lives in Chicago.
Okay.
Jardinera.
Do you
Jardinera.
remember? Do you remember that club, the Thirsty Whale?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, I played there when I was in a Memphis band called Blackbone. We used to go up here and play that club many times.
It's not
Great
there
club.
anymore, right, Trent? The Thirsty Whale's gone now, isn't it?
Dude, everything
The
from that
Whale
era is
It's-
gone.
yeah, it is gone, and that is now. It was a McDonald's, and then they tore it down, and then the river took it out. I
Now
was
it's a White
just by there. I
Castle?
played at college. Probably. I mean, I played there's a college right by it called River Grove, and I play that college all the time. But yeah, no, it's gone. Unfortunately, the Whale gone, and
Big Mark, the sound guy, I think he passed. And Tim Donahue is still my lawyer, actually, who was one of the lawyers there. But no, great club. The Avalon, so many great clubs in Chicago.
Hey, what was the name of that next to the Thirsty Whale? There was, I didn't mean to cut you off, I'm sorry. There was a hot dog stand.
The hot dog, you're talking about the hot dogs. Of course. Everybody talks about the hot dog stand, and that is, it's still there.
Yeah.
Hey, Trent, you should come into town for the show on Saturday. You could jam with us.
No, I'm touring this Saturday.
Dude, bring
the band
Sushi Roll. You guys can play from 10 to 2.
Yeah, but we can't afford his $2,000 fee.
He's probably more than that now. Sushi Roll's no joke.
Next summer, though, I do want to play your guys' a food truck. I want to come out there. I'll figure it out. I want to come out and play at your food truck. I think your place is amazing. First off, anybody that's watching, the rock and roll food truck and your whole thing is just amazing. I've known Billy for years, and I've known Todd is like my brother. I mean, he hates rooming with me, although he plays that fucking Volbeat all the time.
Volbeat.
Stop playing Volbeat.
Stop playing Volbeat.
I do like. You can't even say the word Volbeat.
I mean,
Volbeat.
like-
You got a grip.
Vowel beat.
Seriously, like in the hotel rooms, we're getting ready, and he's got Volbeat playing 9 all day long.
Trent had to
to
unfortunately room with me. Now we have a contract where nobody rooms with Todd, so nobody has to listen to Volbeat.
You love Volbeat?
But I do.
Love them.
It was an honor to play with Tuff and Billy, to play with Billy. And as far as like true story, like Billy and Sammy T were in Spoiled, and I used to sneak in underage. I would grab a guitar, and you have those like 3 big roadie guys, right? I'm not sure who their names were, but you have these 3 big roadie guys for Spoiled, and I would grab a guitar and I would just walk in, and then I would hide in the corner of Shadows or Diversions.
Yeah.
Wherever you guys were playing, I would hide in
Shadows.
I would hide in the corner.
Shadows.
Yeah, right. You remember Shadows and Diversions, right?
Oh,
And I think you guys act like you
big.
Shadows.
right, and you guys opened for Poison at
We
some point.
opened for
Anyway,
Poison at Shadows. Yep.
A lot of things
Yeah,
happen at
and-
Shadows.
Right.
Open up for a lot of bands at
Hey,
Shadows.
speaking of Volbeat, that just jarred my. What do you guys think of the European metal scene, the sleaze metal scene, like Hardcore Superstar, Crash Diet, Backyard Babies, everything coming out of there?
Backyard
you guys
Babies.
fans?
I am, and they're all over the Monsters of Rock stuff, and a
Yeah.
lot of the whatever people are trying to do
Yeah.
to keep that '80s vibe going on, whether it's M3
Yeah.
or the Larry Moran stuff or whatever. Hey man, more power to it.
The thing that always struck me, like these bands have been around since the '90s, and doing their thing, and they're so great. And I'd have my friends, my '80s friends, coming at me. Hey, did you hear the new Rat? Did you hear the new Motley Crue? Whatever. I'm like, well, yeah, not to diss on that, but I'm like, dude, have you guys checked out Backyard Babies or Hardcore Superstar? Everyone's like, what? And I try to turn these people on to them, they wouldn't listen.
They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it.
Dude, I'm like, there's brilliant new stuff coming out, man. Just keep your ears open, and it's like, it's constantly progressing. There's stuff
Just
going on.
like that band Heat. I was a huge Heat fan for years.
There
and
you
all
go.
of a
Yeah,
sudden
that's
now
it.
they're
Yeah.
going to become more popular because their singer's now in
It's now Skid Row, right? Who he is great, man. He's fantastic. Did you see?
I agree with all you guys. I let me say one thing. I agree with all you guys, and I think that's Brad talking right now. And you're right. I was when I was, and unfortunately I don't want to bring up the Bang Tango because Joe and I are still brothers. But when I was in Bang Tango, we played Germany, and we got to play with Crazy Licks and all those bands, and it's so cool to see. And obviously, Todd knows. Stevie brought up the boys from Sweden. What's the name of the band, Todd? What's the name?
I know what you're talking about.
That he managed. Veins of Jenna.
Veins of
Jenna. Great band.
Oh, Veins of Jenna, yeah.
And he's got Tales from the Porn, those guys in Brazil that he's doing some stuff with.
Right. All amazing. Like, thank God these people are bringing, not just bringing rock back, but like, I think when Todd can you and Billy, you especially being a Warrant, can attest, there's a bunch of kids that you look down in the crowd and you go, holy shit, this kid's got like a Dangerous Toys shirt on, and you're like, you're 12. How the hell did you even hear about Dangerous Toys?
Right, they stole their mom's shirt.
You know?
Well, I just always say,
Yeah, but
good music stands the test of time.
I think,
you know?
I think their parents brought them out, and I think that they actually. Now we're looking at. Have you ever heard the band L.A. Navy, and the band the Pretty Reckless, whatever it was that just opened up the Motley Crue tour. Yep, and then there's God, there's so many cool young rock bands coming out that I'm like, wait, this is awesome. There's this resurgence of rock and roll.
And chances are they're probably not that young. They've just, they're just now getting some notoriety.
All right, Trent.
But Trent, we love you,
gotta
brother. We got to
roll.
cut you loose because it's time for Shot of the Week.
See you, Trent. Thanks for
Hey,
calling,
real
man.
quick, speaking of Skid Row touching on that, you see, actually, Stevie, I think I read it on Metal Sludge, Sebastian picking the fight with, what's the
Falling in
Ronnie,
Reverse.
That's the falling in reverse guy, yeah.
Yeah.
You were on the side of the road, but we were touching on that because he was talking about how he couldn't do shows without his laptops. And we were talking about how while that sounds absurd to guys that play guitars and basses and play real instruments, technology and music has evolved, and bands rely upon technology to do what they got to do. And I don't think the laptops are replacing the live instruments, but they use them for sequencing and whatever it is they use. I don't know what I use mine for email and Facebook, but
The one thing that technology cannot surpass is the art of making a shot. And we do have.
I see
we
that.
do.
Segue.
And it is
My
time
eyes
for,
been glued to it,
It is
man.
that time of the show where the shot caller, my beautiful wife Dana, is going to explain what she's made for us.
Good evening, all you. rock
Wait, Dave, hang on. Okay, wait. Okay, good.
She sounds so sultry and
Not
sexy.
Priscilla logo up there.
Take it easy, it's my wife, pal. I'm not.
I'm giggling.
I will choke you out right on
Dude,
this show.
I will take you out.
Sammy, shut up.
Okay.
Go.
All right, here's what we have here. We have sour mash whiskey, peach iced tea, black walnut bitters, peach juice, and a peach garnish. So here's the thing, that peach garnish, that is that's that little sweet thing on the pole. That's the groupie after the show.
Oh my God.
But this is called Whiskey A Go Go, and it just represents. It's sour, it's bitter, and it's sweet, just like all of your glam careers were.
And it's a tribute to the upcoming show on October 8th at the Mercury. Ding,
Thank
ding,
you,
ding, ding, ding.
Dana.
So, Billy, one for you, my guy. Brad, will you be participating in this?
Sure.
So you eat the peach, and then you drink the shot.
Oh, peach is last.
Oh, the peach is last. What do I fucking know?
Yeah,
Wait, what?
the groupie goes last.
Hey, Dana, is this because I always drink Peach
Crown.
Monster and Peach Crown?
All right.
Remember peach schnapps back in the day?
Love peach schnapps. I got a story for peach schnapps, so let's drink this first. So,
Drink it first.
Drink and then
drink
eat.
it, then eat. So, to the Mercury Music Lounge, October 8th, all of our bands are playing, and I can't wait.
It's gonna be a
Salute.
good time. Cheers.
To the brotherhood
Cheers.
of rock and roll, man.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Todd?
My man.
Delicious.
That's the Whiskey A Go Go.
You do not fuck
I like
around.
it.
Did you make some for the crew, too?
Oh, man.
Every week.
You know you're right around the shot, Dana.
And tonight was supposed to be Robbie Flair as well as last week. I don't know that we need to have Robbie on the show. I mean, I love you, Robbie, but Dana's crushing you, and she doesn't even have to flip any bottles around or blow any fire. I love you, baby. Thank you.
We should
That
do
was
that.
delicious.
We should do that. Who does the thing where like they're talking about somebody coming on the show every week but never has time for them? The late night host. I don't follow late night TV, but every week he goes, yeah, Matt Damon was supposed to be up. We don't have time for Matt Damon, so we'll get him next week.
He gets bounced every week.
Every week.
Yeah.
So we're running out of time here, so we just can't have Robbie Flair on. We'll have Robbie Flair next week. And
Nice.
all right, well, great show. Anything else you want to cover before we sign off?
No, I think one more time, Brad, starting with you, plug the band, plug the show.
Saturday, October 8th, the Mercury Lounge, Lakewood. You know the address? Does anyone know the address?
It's in Lakewood.
It's in Lakewood. Yeah, look it
guys
up.
got a phone.
But be there.
Get there early, free parking, but there is limited parking, and this show is a free show.
It should be a capacity show. I
We are
would think
hoping
should
to
be
be
a
capacity, yeah.
barn burner. Yeah, man. Let's party like it's 1989. Everyone from back in the day. Hopefully you can make it out. You know, whatever, man. Just get out, man. It's a reunion, man. It's a big hair metal rock and roll reunion. All the Shadows, Akron Agora days, Flash Gordon's days,
Filthy McNasties.
Peabody's days, McNasties, all that, man. There's going to be a brotherhood of so many bands that represent all those different clubs and that era of music going to be there, playing, jamming tunes for the finale throughout the night. Just get out there, man. Let's all party and let's have fun, man.
Sammy, anything to add?
Akron, Ohio,
Yes.
June 5, 1.
Come out and see this show featuring Billy Morris, Todd Chason, Joey DePasquale, Bill Ciosi, and yours truly in Sammy T's sideshow, plus Brad plus Brad Slitt. Hey, your hair's getting in my way.
Your hair got in my way.
But no, come out and check us out this Saturday, October 8th at Mercury in Lakewood. It's going to be sick. You'll never know who you're going to run into, and you'll never know if you see some kids there that you had that you didn't know you had.
Yeah, there you go. And you know what? I'll say this. Come out, man, because you never know if this show, it took a lot to get this show even going, 3 years in the making, and it might never happen again. You know, I mean, like, I've had so many friends pass away, not to get grim about it real quick, you know, but, man, let's all hang out. Let's be friends. Let's talk about the old days and new days and what's going on now. And let's take advantage of the opportunity.
Brad, I appreciate you and Billy putting the show together. Sammy,
Thank you,
thanks
Todd.
for the invite to play bass on the
Thank you.
Sammy T sideshow. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see all you guys this Saturday. If you don't come to the food truck, come to the food truck and then go to the show. Food truck show. Winners. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Smokin' Talk and Roll podcast. Billy, Todd, Brad, and Sammy, Sally, Tori, all 5 of us, 6 of us. How many? I don't know how many people he is. We're out of here. You done? Anything else?
And me.
Oh, and the shot card.
Hey. Don't be shy.
There you go. Pass it on down. My man.
All right, to everybody that tuned in tonight,
Oh.
we salute you.
Yeah, real quick. Next week is going to either be pre-recorded, a best of, or postponed. It's my 20th wedding anniversary, and I won't be spending it with you fuckers. I'm out.
Congratulations, Todd.
You didn't invite me.
You definitely outkicked your coverage. Hey!
Oh, yeah, I married up.
Later.